The Concorde was more than just an aircraft. It was a symbol of human ingenuity, the pinnacle of aviation engineering, and a marvel that captured the world's imagination. For over 30 years, Concorde made supersonic flight a reality, revolutionizing air travel and showcasing the power of advanced technology. As the world's first supersonic passenger jet, it could fly from Europe to the United States in a fraction of the time it took other commercial airliners, completing the Atlantic crossing in just under 4 hours. This aircraft's sleek design and unmatched speed became a point of pride for the aviation industry, a testament to decades of research, design, and collaboration. For aviation enthusiasts and professionals alike, the Concorde was seen as the future of air travel, a technological wonder capable of breaking the sound barrier at 2,180 km/h. It was a stunning achievement, and its importance to aviation history can't be overstated. But as groundbreaking as it was, the Concorde's legacy took a tragic turn on July 25, 2000. The fatal crash of Air France Flight 4590 shattered the Concorde's flawless reputation. What followed was a mystery. A small, seemingly insignificant object would turn out to be the key cause of the disaster, leading to the Concorde's permanent grounding. This is the story of how a symbol of pride and progress met its tragic end. The Concorde's capabilities were unlike any other passenger aircraft in history. Its top speed of 2,180 km/h, or Mach 2, allowed it to fly at more than twice the speed of sound, shortening travel times across the Atlantic and connecting cities like Paris and New York in record time. This supersonic speed was achieved thanks to its powerful engines and highly specialized design, which included a unique delta wing shape, typically used in fighter jets. This wing design allowed the Concorde to maintain stability and efficiency while flying at such high speeds. However, this was no ordinary aircraft. The Concorde's adjustable nose, which could lower during takeoff and landing, allowed pilots to have a clear view of the runway despite the aircraft's high angle of attack during those critical moments. Flying at such speeds posed significant engineering challenges. The Concorde's takeoff required exceptional acceleration, with speeds reaching up to 230 km/h before lifting off the ground. This high speed put enormous strain on the aircraft's tires, which were already under stress from the high takeoff angle. Tire bursts became a known issue for the Concorde throughout its service, with 57 tire blowouts recorded over the years. However, engineers had made several modifications to the Concorde's landing gear and tires, mitigating the risk of accidents. Despite these improvements, the aircraft's supersonic nature made it prone to certain vulnerabilities, particularly when small objects were involved. These small, seemingly insignificant objects would play a crucial role in the eventual downfall of this aviation giant. Air France Flight 4590 was scheduled to take off from Paris Charles de Gaulle Airport on the afternoon of July 25, 2000, bound for New York's John F. Kennedy Airport. Aboard the flight were 100 passengers, including several prominent figures, along with 6 crew members and 3 pilots. Everything appeared to be routine as the Concorde was prepped for takeoff. However, the situation on the runway became complicated when a Continental Airlines DC-10, scheduled to depart first, was already positioned on the same runway. As the DC-10 began its takeoff, Concorde waited for clearance behind it. During this wait, a small metal strip detached from the DC-10's engine and fell onto the runway. This strip, no larger than a pencil, went unnoticed by the ground crew. At the time, there was no immediate plan to inspect the runway, and with little time between the 2 aircraft's takeoff windows, Concorde's crew was unaware of the danger that lay ahead. As the Concorde began its takeoff, the left landing gear rolled over the metal strip. The impact caused the tire to burst, a critical failure that would lead to a catastrophic chain of events. Despite the minor runway hazard, Air France Flight 4590 proceeded with its scheduled takeoff. The Concorde, known for its powerful engines and sleek design, reached its incredible takeoff speed of around 230 km/h, with its engines roaring and the aircraft pushing down the runway. Everything seemed routine as the plane lifted off into the sky, but within seconds of becoming airborne, disaster struck. As the Concorde's left landing gear passed over the metal strip left on the runway by the Continental Airlines DC-10, a tire burst. The impact of the sharp object sent fragments of rubber and debris flying into the aircraft's left wing, causing a catastrophic fuel leak. The severed fuel lines ignited almost immediately, and a fire erupted within the wing. The flames, now rapidly spreading, began consuming the fuel, and the fire reached both of the left engines. As the Concorde climbed, the damage to the engines was undeniable. Both left engines failed, reducing the aircraft's power and significantly compromising its ability to climb to a safe altitude. Despite valiant attempts from the crew to regain control and combat the flames, the Concorde's speed and altitude were steadily declining. The fire, fueled by the leaking fuel and high-speed airflow, spread uncontrollably, and the aircraft became a ticking time bomb. The sequence of tragic events culminated in the Concorde crashing just minutes after takeoff, killing all 109 people aboard and 4 individuals on the ground. The crash site, near a hotel in Gonesse, France, left behind a trail of devastation. In the aftermath, an extensive investigation was launched to determine the cause of the disaster. After months of examination, investigators made a critical discovery. The metal strip from the DC-10 had indeed caused the tire burst, which in turn led to the catastrophic fuel leak and fire. This seemingly minor defect, a small piece of metal no bigger than a few inches in length, had ignited a chain reaction that no one could have anticipated. The tire burst caused the plane to lose vital control over its speed and trajectory. The fire, fed by the leaking fuel, led to the destruction of the aircraft's engines, further crippling its ability to fly. Investigators concluded that, although the Concorde was an advanced machine capable of withstanding numerous technical failures, it was unable to withstand the damage caused by such a small object. The tragic event highlighted the dangers of seemingly insignificant faults, and how a small defect in an otherwise flawless machine could lead to catastrophic consequences. In the wake of the crash, the Concorde was grounded indefinitely. What had once been the epitome of aviation technology and pride was now under scrutiny. The grounding marked the beginning of the end for the Concorde, as air safety regulations were tightened and investigations revealed the scope of potential hazards the aircraft faced. Despite modifications and safety measures put in place after the crash, the Concorde never fully recovered its public confidence. For Air France and British Airways, the timing could not have been worse. In addition to the crash's devastating toll on the Concorde's reputation, the events of September 11, 2001, and the resulting global fear of flying further compounded the challenges facing supersonic travel. Passenger demand for high-priced tickets plummeted, and the once elite service that had attracted business magnates and celebrities became a symbol of aviation's past, not its future. By 2003, after 27 years of supersonic service, the Concorde was retired for good. The retirement of the Concorde left aviation enthusiasts and industry experts pondering the future of supersonic flight. While the technology and the dreams it represented were far ahead of their time, the Concorde's tragic end served as a stark reminder of the fragility of human endeavors. Today, as we look to the future of aviation, the question remains, will the next generation of supersonic jets overcome the flaws of the past, or will the Concorde's tragic end serve as a warning to the limits of speed and safety in the skies? The Concorde, as both a technological marvel and a cautionary tale, remains a key chapter in the history of aviation. Despite the Concorde's groundbreaking achievements in aviation, supersonic passenger travel has not resumed to this day. The challenges surrounding the development of supersonic flight are significant. Technologically, creating a supersonic jet that can safely and efficiently carry passengers at speeds greater than the speed of sound requires overcoming hurdles in engine design, fuel consumption, and noise levels. The Concorde, for instance, was notorious for its loud sonic boom, which created challenges for its operation in commercial airspace, particularly over land. The environmental impact of supersonic jets, especially in terms of high fuel consumption and emissions, has also made it difficult for manufacturers to justify the return of supersonic flights without substantial advances in eco-friendly technology. Financially, the cost of building and operating such aircraft has proven prohibitive for most commercial airlines. The Concorde's operational costs were extremely high, and despite its luxury status, ticket prices were out of reach for all but the wealthiest passengers. The economic viability of supersonic travel remains a challenge. The high investment in aircraft development and the low ticket demand are factors that have kept supersonic jets from returning to the skies. Additionally, safety concerns, heightened after the crash of Flight 4590, continue to cast a long shadow over efforts to bring back supersonic passenger services. While companies like Boom Supersonic are working on next-generation supersonic jets, they face an uphill battle in overcoming these technological, financial, and safety hurdles. The legacy of the Concorde, however, endures. The iconic supersonic jet now resides in aviation museums around the world, serving as a reminder of both human ingenuity and the limitations that come with pushing the boundaries of technology. Although the Concorde is no longer in service, its place in history as the world's first supersonic commercial airliner remains untouchable. Its preservation in museums is not just a tribute to its success, but also a reflection of the unresolved questions about the future of supersonic passenger travel. With the growing interest in sustainable aviation, the Concorde's story may inspire future endeavors in the quest for speed and efficiency in air travel. As we reflect on the Concorde's short-lived era of supersonic travel, we are reminded that the dream of breaking the sound barrier in commercial aviation, while once within our grasp, was ultimately curtailed by a combination of factors. A small mechanical failure, seemingly insignificant at the time, led to the tragic crash of Flight 4590, which exposed vulnerabilities that no amount of technology could overcome. But it wasn't just a single failure that ended the Concorde's reign. Societal factors, like the economic challenges of operating such a high-cost, high-maintenance aircraft, and the environmental concerns tied to supersonic travel, also played their part. The end of supersonic travel, at least for now, marks the conclusion of a remarkable chapter in aviation history. It shows us the fragile nature of human ambition and the complexities that arise when we try to go faster than ever before. Yet, the legacy of the Concorde lives on, not only in the preserved aircraft, but also in the lessons it taught us about technology, safety, and the limits of progress. As we close this chapter, we invite you to reflect on the fascinating story of the Concorde. Share your thoughts on whether you think supersonic travel will ever make a comeback and what role it might play in the future of aviation. If you enjoyed this deep dive into aviation history, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and stay tuned for more content exploring the triumphs and tragedies of aviation. Thank you for watching.